Hello, coin enthusiasts, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the USA 1/2 half-quarter dollar coin from 1984. Wait, a 1/2 quarter dollar? Does that even exist? Let's explore. You may be wondering, what exactly is a 1/2 half-quarter dollar coin? While the name sounds intriguing, the reality is there's no official U.S. mint coin called a 1/2 quarter dollar. This title is often a mix-up or a playful term for quarters, especially among collectors. For today's video, we're focusing on the 1984 Washington quarter, which has been nicknamed the 1/2 half-quarter dollar by some in the community due to its value comparison with smaller denominations. The Washington quarter from 1984 is a part of the standard quarter dollar series featuring George Washington's portrait on the obverse. This iconic design was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of the first U.S. president. On the reverse, we see the majestic bald eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. This design remained until 1998 when it was replaced by the state quarters program. In 1984, the U.S. Mint produced Washington quarters in massive numbers to meet Washington's enormous mass of jewelry, all of which was transferred to the new mint in massive numbers to meet Washington's jewelry and circulating coins. These quarters were struck at 3 facilities. The Philadelphia Mint, marked by the absence of a mint mark, produced over 676 million coins. The Denver Mint, with the D mint mark, struck about 546 million coins. And the San Francisco Mint, which focused on proof coins for collectors, produced about 3.2 million pieces. These coins were made from a copper nickel-clad composition, which was introduced in 1965 after the U.S. moved away from silver coins. Their durability and affordability made them perfect for circulation. The 1980s was a vibrant decade in U.S. history. People relied heavily on physical coins for everyday transactions, vending machines, parking meters, and payphones. The 1984 Washington quarters was an essential part of daily life, and millions passed through hands in gas stations, grocery stores, and local diners. So, what about the value of these 1984 quarters today? In circulated condition, most 1984 Washington quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated or proof versions can fetch a higher price. A Philadelphia or Denver mint coin in mint state, MS-65 or higher, is valued between $5 and $20, depending on its condition. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint can be worth $3 to $10. Rare errors, such as off-center strikes or double dies, can skyrocket in value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. Here are a few fun facts about the 1984 Washington quarter. If stacked, the total mintage from 1984 could reach the height of Mount Everest over 1,000 times. The bald eagle on the reverse was designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose design has graced quarters for over 6 decades. In the mid-1980s, quarters like this were a popular choice for arcade machines and pinball games. A nostalgic trip down memory lane. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin replaced the standing Liberty quarter and was designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of Washington was based on Jean-Antoine Houdon's famous bust of the first U.S. president. Initially, the coin was not meant to continue beyond the bicentennial year, but its popularity solidified it as a permanent series. Until 1964, Washington quarters were struck in 90% silver. Rising silver prices prompted the U.S. Mint to switch to a copper nickel-clad composition in 1965. This made the transactions, making them one of the most frequently circulated denominations. The United States was undergoing technological advancements, economic growth, and cultural shifts during the 1980s. Coins like the Washington quarter were indispensable in the pre-digital payment era. Their durability and high mintage numbers ensured a steady supply for the public. Despite its age, the 1984 quarter can still be found in circulation today due to the durable copper-nickel composition. Many remain in excellent condition, a testament to the coin's quality and widespread use. The 1984 Washington quarter is not particularly rare, but high-grade uncirculated coins improve value for collectors. Error coins, such as off-center strikes or double dies, are especially sought after and can fetch higher prices. The Washington quarter design continued until 1998, after which the U.S. Mint launched the State Quarters program in 1999. This program introduced new designs and sparked a surge in coin collecting. The 1984 Washington quarter represents a snapshot of American history during a transformative period. It bridges the gap between the classical design tradition of earlier U.S. coins and the innovative programs that the 1977 half-quarter dollar coin. This coin may sound unusual, but it carries a unique place in American coin history. Let's uncover its properties. First, let's clarify what we mean by a half-quarter dollar. This isn't an official U.S. Mint denomination, but a nickname collectors and enthusiasts sometimes use for the 12.5-cent value concept. However, the focus today is the 1977 Washington quarter dollar, the regular 25-cent coin that has a rich circulation history. The 1977 Washington quarter features the classic design by John Flanagan, introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The obverse shows Washington's profile, while the reverse displays the iconic eagle with outstretched wings. This design was a staple of U.S. currency for decades before the State Quarters program began in 1999. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced quarters in large quantities, reflecting the growing economy and the coin's everyday use. Quarters from this era were struck in two primary locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, while Denver coins carry a small d on the obverse 2. Together, these numbers highlight the extensive circulation of the 1977 quarter. It was widely used in vending machines, toll booths of silver. Instead, they consisted of a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. This change had occurred in 1965 due to rising silver prices. While these clad coins lack the precious metal appeal of earlier quarters, they remain durable and practical for circulation. Now let's talk value. In circulated condition, most 1977 quarters are worth face value, 25 cents, because they're so common. However, uncirculated examples, or those with high grades from coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch higher prices. Look for coins with sharp details, minimal wear, and no scratches to spot valuable examples. Here's a fun fact. The 1977 quarter is part of the bicentennial decade, a time when the U.S. celebrated 200 years of independence. While it doesn't feature the special bicentennial design of 1976, it's still a reminder of the patriotic fervor of the era, whether you're a collector or just someone curious about coin history. The 1977 quarter is a fantastic piece to study. Its design, history, and sheer utility make it a fascinating part of America's numismatic story. What's your favorite coin from the 1970s? Let us know in the comments. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932, replaced the standing Liberty quarter, too. Reverse. This design remained largely unchanged until the advent of the State Quarters program in 1999. By the mid-1970s, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins annually to meet the needs of an expanding economy. The Washington quarter was a cornerstone of American currency, used extensively in commerce for vending machines, parking meters, and everyday transactions. These high mintage figures reflect the coin's critical role in a thriving post-Vietnam War economy and a period of significant inflation in the U.S. during the 1965 due to rising silver prices. The U.S. Mint transitioned from 90% silver quarters to a clad composition of copper and nickel. This change ensured affordability and durability. The 1977 quarter continued this composition. Outer layers, 75% copper and 25% nickel dye, pure copper. This combination made the coins resistant to wear and corrosion, ideal for heavy George Washington's profile, facing left with Lurdy inscribed above. The year 1977 is below the profile. The motto, "In God We Trust," is on the left. The design was classic and unchanged from earlier Washington quarters, representing continuity in American coinage. The 1977 quarter was minted during a period of high demand for coins. Activities. These coins were heavily circulated, and their utility made them less likely to be preserved in mint condition by the average person. As a result, most surviving examples show significant wear. The coin's high production numbers ensured it was not rare or difficult to find even decades later. While the 1977 quarter doesn't have unique design features or low mintage numbers, it holds significance for collectors. It represents a time before the artistic changes brought by the state quarters in 1999. The quarter is a relic of the late 1970s economy, a time of inflation, economic shifts, and cultural change. Executors often seek higher-grade specimens, those in uncirculated or mint condition, as most of these coins were heavily used. High-grade examples with no scratches or wear fetch higher price. The Washington quarter is a staple for new collectors due to its long history and affordability. The 1977 edition is often part of full-date collections. The 1977 quarter is a workhorse of coin design and production. The 1977 quarter bridges the gap between the traditional designs of the early 20th century and the more thematic designs of the late 1990s. The 1977 Washington quarter is a workhorse of U.S. coinage, reflecting the largely unchanged for decades. The reverse side features the heraldic eagle, another classic symbol of American strength and pride. While the design is similar to earlier years, the lack of a mint mark on 1965 quarters is a notable detail. This was done intentionally to discourage collectors from hoarding newly minted coins during the transition to the copper-nickel alloy. So, the big question: what's the value of a 1965 quarter today? Since these coins contain no silver, their intrinsic metal value is tied to the copper and nickel content, which is only worth a few cents. However, their actual value as a collectible depends on factors like condition, rarity, and historical significance. In circulating condition, most 1965 quarters are worth just their face value, 25 cents, but if you find one in uncirculated condition or with a high-grade certification, it could be worth around $2 to $8. Coins graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC might fetch even more from collectors. Ooh, here's where things get exciting. Some 1965 quarters have gained notoriety for errors in unusual varieties. For example, a few transitional errors exist. These are 1965 quarters accidentally struck on 90% silver planchettes left over from 1964. If you ever come across one such error sold at auction for over $7,000, if you suspect you have a silver 1965 quarter, you can test it with a magnet or check its weight. A silver quarter weighs about 6.25 grams compared to the standard copper-nickel version's 5.67 grams. The 1965 quarter may not be made of silver, but its story and historical significance make it a fascinating addition to any collection. If you're hunting for valuable coins, always check your change. You never know what rare gem might be hiding in plain sight. The 1965 Washington quarter is a landmark coin in U.S. numismatic history. Its production marked the beginning of a significant shift in American coinage, brought about by changing economic realities and a nationwide coin shortage. Before 1965, U.S. dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars were primarily made of 90% silver and 10% copper. These silver coins had intrinsic value tied to the metal content, which became a problem as the value of silver began to rise in the 1960s. By 1964, the price of silver had increased to the point where the metal value in many coins exceeded their face value. During the early 1960s, the Treasury, the 1983 USA half-quarter dollar, is it rare? What's its history? And most importantly, what's its circulated value today? Let's find out. First off, let's clarify the term half-quarter dollar. This isn't an official denomination. It's a playful nickname often used by collectors when talking about the regular 25-cent quarter dollar coins from 1983. However, the 1983 quarter dollar has its own special story that makes it a notable year for collectors. In 1983, the United States Mint produced no mint sets for public sale. This makes high-quality examples of 1983 quarters, particularly uncirculated ones, harder to find. As a result, even circulated quarters from this year have gained a premium value among collectors. But what exactly does this mean for your collection? Let's take a closer look at the design. Like most quarters of the era, the 1983 quarter dollar features the profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The year 1983 is inscribed beneath his profile, the iconic eagle-clutching arrows symbolizing strength and readiness, with the words United States of America and quarter dollar encircling it. This design has been a staple since 1932, but in 1983, subtle differences in the quality uncirculated coins make this year special. So it's been what's its value in circulated condition? In circulated condition, the 1983 quarter dollar has slightly higher value than quarters from many other years. This is due to collector demand, particularly for building year sets of quarters. As of now, the circulated value of a 1983 quarter dollar ranges from 25 cents to about $1.50, depending on its condition. Coins with significant wear will likely be closer to face value, while those in better shape might fetch a small premium. For truly uncirculated examples, the value can rise to $10 or more. Important factor is the mint mark. Quarters from 1983 were minted in 2 locations. Both varieties are sought after, but neither is particularly rare. However, finding a well-preserved example is always a challenge. So, what should you look for when evaluating a circulated 1983 quarter dollar? Here are some quick tips. Look for coins with minimal scratches or wear. The less worn the details on Washington's face or the eagle, the better. Even in circulated coins, traces of the original mint luster can add value. Keep an eye out for minting errors, like die cracks. These can significantly. Issued in 1983, as we mentioned earlier, this was part of a larger hiatus that began in 1982. High demand for these coins means they're often targeted by roll hunters and collectors searching for top quill pieces. Despite their higher value, millions were minted, so they're not rare in general circulation. So, there you have it. The story and circulated value of the 1983 USA quarter dollar, affectionately nicknamed the half-quarter dollar by some. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is a great example of how small details and historical context can make even common coins exciting. Have a 1983 quarter in your collection? Check it out. It might be worth more than just 25 cents. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments, what's your favorite coin from the 1980s? See you in the next video.